As someone at the heart of the current high-intensity training scene, how do you see Body by Science or high-intensity training growing in the USA and worldwide? Is there forward movement opportunities? What do you see as the future?
Yeah, I think we're at a critical tipping point right now. There's been, and I think the book, at least I'm starting to believe this, although I don't want to sound arrogant at all because I'm very humbled by the whole experience, but I think the book is having a cultural influence, and I think it's having an influence in academia. James Steele just published his review article on high-intensity training and its cardiovascular benefits. And for someone outside the exercise physiology realm, it's hard to understand what a huge paradigm shift that is, what a huge going against the grain of the academic side of exercise that getting that article published was. But I think from running my facility in 1997 through 2002, the amount of resistance I met from people in general trying to get this notion of high intensity, short duration, low volume training is the way to go. The amount of resistance I felt then versus the amount of resistance I encounter now is infinitely smaller. So it is starting to permeate through the cultural consciousness, and it's at a tipping point right now. I think it's going to explode and become more and more mainstream. For anyone wanting to get into this as a business, I think it's one of the best things in the world to get into. It's low overhead to get started. You can start out in a you-store-it building if you want to.
Yeah.
You can start out with minimal equipment. And then once you've paid that, your overhead is fixed. And I can do as many workouts in a day as Starbucks sells cups of coffee at $35 a pop.
Yeah.
So when you look at that and you have no perishable renewable overhead, and once your overhead's paid, all you have is rent and electricity as your overhead. It's a great business model. It's like a lemonade stand for millionaires. I mean, you really can make a good living doing this if you do it well. And I think the time is ripe for doing it.